because technology never makes me angry. Okay, so we've done special products before when we were multiplying. If you don't believe me, I'll show you the foldable.
Hey, Gabby.
It was this one, when we did this. And we had a plus b quantity squared, and that ended up being a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. A minus b was a squared minus 2ab plus b squared. And this one was a squared minus b squared. So now we're going backwards from this to this. And it's super easy, but just prepare yourselves.
I remember when we took the test, I was like, I'm going to fail it, and I got like a B.
Yeah, you did very well on that test. I don't remember. I just remember his because he specifically said, I'm going to fail, and he didn't.
I just start saying I'm going to fail now.
Alright, so there are 3 types of special trinomials, and we're going to be factoring these 3. We need to think back to special products where we're going backwards to this one. You go backwards to a plus b quantity squared. What is this one going to go backwards to?
A plus B.
What's different about this one?
It has a subtraction sign. A minus B quantity squared.
A minus b quantity squared. Awesome. Take a point. And this one, our very last one, and you had one like this on your maze. This one's going to be a minus b times a plus b. Josh, please be nice. I am suffocating over here. You're blocking it. You're like laying on it so that none of the rest of us get any air. Stop. Alright, so what makes these special is if this guy is a perfect square. And what are perfect squares? Do you guys remember?
Yes.
Just a variable and a square.
And none, is it exponent? Is that the word?
A number squared.
Yeah.
A number squared is a perfect square. Take a point, Cynthia.
I tried.
I know. Like 4. 4 is a perfect square because if you take the square root of 4, what do you get? 2. Alright, what about 9? Is 9 a perfect square?
Yes.
What's the square root of 9?
3.
What about 16?
8.
No. 4. What about 25?
5.
What about 12?
6. 2. 4.
Is 12 a perfect square? No. You can't take the square root of it and get a whole
That
number.
was a trick question.
I know. Y'all just weren't paying attention.
19.
Y'all were dividing by 2. No, 19's prime.
Yeah.
Alright, so the first term has to be a perfect square. The last term has to be a perfect square. And this has to be 2a times b. There are courses that you can take on that in college. Pretty cool. Alright, so how you solve them is you start by, you take the square root of the first term. If it's a perfect square. Now, you can only use that if it's a perfect square. So, if I had x squared plus 2x plus 3, is 3 a perfect square? No, so you can't use it. If I had x squared plus 2x plus 6, is that a perfect square? 6 is not a perfect square. What if I had x squared and 9 at the end?
Yes.
Yes, depending on what's the middle. Alright, so then you take the square root of the third term. And then you put it in your parentheses and you're done. I know. Now, our example that we're going to do is going to be 4y squared plus 12y plus 9. Now, is 4y squared a perfect square?
Yes.
Yes, because 4 is a perfect square, and so is y squared. Is 9 a perfect square? Yes.
Because this square is 3.
Yep. So, all you do is you take the square root of your first term. What's the square root of 4y squared?
2. 2y.
2y. Okay. So, you would have 2y. Do we have both pluses here?
Yes.
So, it's a plus. And what's the square root of 9?
3.
And then you slap a square root on it and you're done. That's it. That's all you do. Okay, so it's a great question. What is our middle term? 2 times A times B, right? A is 2. B is 3. What's 2 times 3? Times 2 is? There it went. So it disappears. It's magic. Y'all want to do another one?
Yeah.
Okay. Please try this one without me.
This one.
This one.
One didn't do anything to you.
Oh my gosh. You are a ridiculous human being.
Well, I'm not picking on random one.
Alright, 9y squared plus 24y plus 16, you bunch of weirdos. Do y'all want to do this together or without me? Together? Okay.
No, do it apart. No, I don't want to do it. I want to do it.
Okay, how about I give you a minute, and if you feel confident, try it without me. If you want to wait. Okay.
Plus 24y?
Yes, plus 24y plus 16.
Everything is so good. Yes. Everybody does. It's true. It's true. It's true, Miss Raspberry. Miss Raspberry. So just count.
I don't. Hang on. Hang on.
Super glue. Answer, Miss Raspberry.
Alright, here we go.
Can I give you the answer?
I also had the answer.
Please.
Well, let's just wait a second. Alright, so 9y squared and 16 are both perfect squares. Does everybody agree? Okay, so you take the square root of your first term. What's the square root of 9y squared? 3y. Okay, now I have 2 pluses, so I'm going to put a plus. And what's the square root of 16?
Square.
And then I slap a squared on it. Who got it right without me?
I'm a genius.
Good job! If your whole table did it without me and got it right, give your team 2 points.
That's 5. Number 6.
I got it right. And
Your whole team didn't do it without me.
Why did Nathan have random anything?
I don't. I just quit asking questions about any of you. Alright, now, is our middle cloud, our middle, whatever this is this one any different than our first one?
No, it just has a subtraction sign.
Except you just have a subtraction sign.
Yes, no.
So we still use the same rules of if C is positive, both signs match B. So we'll have 2 negatives, and that's why we have minus and squared. So you still take the square root of the first term. Because this guy is a perfect square, and this guy is a perfect square. What do you think we're going to do next? Take the square root of the third term. And then we'll slap a squared on it and put a minus in there. Crazy, right?
Whoa, this is super hard.
Super complicated?
Yeah.
Man.
Can you be quiet?
You know me, I can.
Alright, are we ready for an example? Do I need to pause for a second?
No, you gotta keep going. It's fine. Family.
You know, I was just thinking that. I really need y'all to get out of my head. Okay, creepy, stop.
Sing that one right now. That's the worst song to get stuck in your head.
I don't know what that is. Y'all know I don't listen to that kind of music, right?
I don't listen to it
Yeah,
either.
you listen to like heavy metal.
I like TikTok.
Nah, but she listens to trap music. Like, she
That trap music. Oh my gosh.
She listens to like that pure screaming. And
Alright.
She listens to Sosa.
Him and Salisbury actually has some good taste.
Is this a perfect square? 16x squared a perfect square?
Yes.
Is not a perfect square.
Yes.
Alright, we're going to use our special product rules.
3.
What is the square root of 16x squared? 4x. What's the square root of 9?
3.
Now, what am I going to put in the middle of these? A minus, and on the outside?
A square.
Now, can we not scream so that people who can't focus because y'all are screaming can actually understand what's going on? Can y'all, like, pause the psychoness for a minute? Can you try, maybe? Just a little.
The most I can do is 9 seconds.
I bet when Miss Asbury in her house, she has like her little speaker shift up. Her and her dog.
I'd be bumping what?
Cheeky.
Yo, keep going hard, bro.
I don't know what any of that means.
Or you know what else go on? Bro? I love
Young
the
Thug.
new edition.
I listen to Kendrick Lamar.
Alright, try this one without me. 25a squared minus 20a plus 4. Try it without me.
I could see Miss Asbury listening to J. Cole.
I don't know what any of these are.
Listen to J. Cole. J. Cole's pretty good.
I figured that, baby. I just don't listen to them.
It's
Kendrick Lamar is?
supplies.
J.
Or some Lil
Cole and Kendrick are like.
Yachty.
I've heard of that J. Cole. I've heard of that one.
J. Cole's good, I like it.
He went platinum with no feature.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means.
It means like he didn't have anyone else like in his album.
Like he didn't have anybody else in his song. It was just him on his own.
Oh.
He had a platinum.
I know who Chance the Rapper is.
Chance the Rapper. Everybody knows who
Everybody
he is.
knows.
He sings about Harry Potter.
He does. Chance.
And then he walks in a store and he gets a Kit Kat and he be like, it's just a rapper.
I don't know.
I don't have.
Did you get 5a minus 2 quantity squared?
Yes.
Yay! Alright, are you ready for the last one? No, I told you I can't let you go.
I was born.
Like, we got an email saying we can't let y'all... I understand, baby, but I can't let you out. Unless you are about to die, I cannot let you out. Why did you not go during Zero Beard? You were just standing there.
How about the window camera?
Alright, so let's look at this guy.
Nobody knows.
You have to go that way. Take the G. You have to be super quiet, too, okay?
Oh yeah, he's stealthy. Everybody knows.
Be like Solid Snake.
What did I say to you? Take the G. What are you doing with the G? Well, don't do that.
That bathing suit.
How about this?
That's
Bro,
really nice.
that's
bathing
the
suit.
suit I wear, bro. When I go swimming, bro. I love that suit.
He just take the changes.
I just can't. Alright, so on this one, our last one, and then we're going, okay, we gotta stop. This is our last one, and then you're gonna get your homework, and you have plenty of time, so you won't actually have homework tonight.
I didn't realize it was recorded.
Yeah, it's been recording the whole time, so y'all psycho conversations are on that recording.
It's all you.
Alright, so the difference between this one is both the first and the second term are perfect squares. So first and second are perfect squares. Now, this is called the difference of two squares. And it's going to end up being in two different parentheses like this. So you take the square root of the first term, take the square root of the second term. So square root both terms. Are we ready?
That's right. You got 2170.
I've heard y'all talk about it since the first day of school, but I don't know what it is.
What about the diner?
There you are. You're so quiet back there. I know.
Four.
Alright, 16x squared minus 25. Are both of those perfect squares?
Yes.
Yes. Do we just have two terms?
Yeah.
Do we have two.
You have to.
We have to.
And they are separated by a subtraction sign.
Right.
So that means you're going to have two parentheses. One is going to be a minus, one is going to be a plus, because we need to multiply to get a negative, so you got to have two different signs.
So it's X.
Now, wait, Tater. Now, the first thing you do is you take the square root of the first term. What is our first term?
X 4.
No, what is our first term? 16x squared. And if I take the square root of that, what am I going to get?
4.
4x. 4x. Then I take the square root of the second term. What's the square root of 25?
5.
So I write 5 and 5. And that's it.
Where is minus 2? I think there's a couple.
Alright, are you ready for homework? You guess? Maybe? I'm sorry, y'all are just going to have to, like, bring more clothes. I am sweating.
You're wearing a whole sweater.
I'm cold.
Alright, turn your paper over. Please put today's date of 5/10/4/10. What month is this? 4/10. I know. 19 days, guys. 19 days.
19 days in counting.
Mine's in 20.
Miriam, calm down.
I know.
I've done that.
Well, on the front, there's a foldable, babe.
I was asking.
And I gave you a real simple answer, my love.
We're close to go to that,
Yes.
so we don't get in trouble. There's nobody in class. You're not in class. You don't look like that. You look like a class. You feel like class. You look like a guy wearing a bathing suit.
Stop. Or homework problems.
Josh, call his body as much more.
You're not symmetrical. Your features don't match. Is that 154 feet?
Yes.
Okay. Just making sure I'm just like,
Okay, so I want you to work on these right now because I'm also going to